Hi Lauren, how are you?
Good, how are you? I love your wall, your background. It's so fun.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to speak to you because, you've obviously become such a hugely popular horror icon, really, thanks to the Terrifier movies. So, knowing that horror fans have so much love for you and maybe so much expectations, what was it that made Twisted the right fit for you, do you think?
Well, first of all, thank you. Those are incredibly generous words. But I think for Paloma and Twisted, she was just so vastly different from anything I've ever done. And I think I found this beautiful niche and home in horror, and I've been so incredibly lucky to meet friends and fans and connect with fans and make friends with fans because they have felt so connected to Sienna and the Terrifier franchise, but I just really wanted to play someone a little bit more deliciously mischievous. And I think Sienna just has like this heart of gold and she loves her family. And I think Paloma has that as well. But I think she's coming from a place of this scrappy nature that I just really love about her. So I think I was mostly attracted to her aside from the horror aspect, which I of course love, and I knew Darren would be a part of it and Djimon would be a part of it, and I was like, all right, I need to do this. But Paloma again was just like so deliciously like mischievous, and I loved how playful she was. So it was really a no brainer for me. Everything else was secondary, but she was my main attraction to the script.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Djimon there. Obviously, you have some really pivotal, quite violent and quite intense scenes together. So what was it like to work with him and explore that power dynamic and how you could really bring the script and the story to life together?
You know, Jaimin has this presence. I often describe him as regal because I think in a previous life, if you believe in that, he had to have been a royal or part of a royal family or king or something. He just walks into this room and he brings a presence with him that is just undeniable. So he already has this towering, intimidating presence about him, and I just respect him immensely as an actor, and just as an artist in general. So it wasn't hard to have that power dynamic in the scene. I could just really feel the real emotions I was feeling and layer in what Paloma was going through. But he, again, is just such a generous scene partner. He listens, he tries to affect you as an artist when we're in a scene together, which makes my job so much easier because it is our job to affect each other. So it just made every scene working with him incredibly dynamic, incredibly new. He was just so generous, is really the main takeaway I took from working with an artist like him. He's such a pro, and I hope I get the opportunity to work with him again because he was an angel.
Oh, it's amazing. And Paloma is obviously being victimized by his character, but she's not a victim and she is very proactive in what she does in the situation. So was that very important to you to have a character like that who in the situation doesn't fall apart and really takes an active role in how she fights back, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there was certainly this like sense of humor that jumped out of the script for me when I read it. Or maybe I just read it like that. I also just thought the writers who are the same writers who did Unsane, which I loved, and I found a lot of humor in that film as well. I immediately was attracted to her sense of humor. And then I thought to myself, if I was in this situation similar to Paloma, I would be angry most of the time, especially her, because I think she comes from a place where she gets away with everything. So I think she's angry at herself that she's in this situation. Like, how the hell did I get here? And also, like, who the hell are you to think you can get away with this? I think she fully believes that she is going to escape the entire time, and whether or not she does is going to be up to the viewer to watch to see. But yeah, I think she is coming from a place where she fully believes she will get out of this situation. So she will not accept the fact that she is a victim here. So I'm happy that that came across, and I'm happy that you mentioned it. So thank you.
Oh no, no problem at all. You're welcome. And of course, she is very much a chameleon, and that means you get to play around with some accents. So was that a lot of fun for you as well? A little as an aside to all the horror that's going on.
I loved it. The only downside to that is I only had 3 weeks to work on them, which is not nearly enough time. Like you should get 6 months minimum to work. But I had really two wonderful coaches that helped me out, and we got to decide which regions that we were going to use. We knew it would be an English accent, we knew it would be an Irish accent, but we got to decide based off of the characters, Molly Bloom and Emma Woodhouse, who we thought made sense. Like for the English, we thought posh was a bit better, something more posh for English. But again, like only having 3 weeks to do it was definitely a challenge. But I had really incredible coaches, so I think we came to something that worked well for Paloma and her characters.
Yeah, well, they were fantastic, and this is a phenomenal performance and a really gripping film. So thank you so much for taking the time, Lauren. It's been such a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you so much, Josh. The pleasure's been mine. Thank you so much for your time. I hope we get to do it again.
Definitely. Thanks again.
Thank you.